Welcome back to the channel. This is Emma, you're at Crime Stories Obsessed. Thank you for joining me on this members live. Thank you so much. Tonight we're going to be talking about Quinton Simon, but we also have a new case that I want to talk to you about, and that is the case of arrested Tyler Renz. And we're going to be talking about what happened there in Texas. So I've been sat here for the past hour and a half, had the laptop open, ready to get started. Nobody's bothered me. As soon as I hit live on the computer, all three of my cats come over and start purring. Okay, guys, this is not the time, okay? We have crime to talk about. More crime, less purring. Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to be talking to you about this case that I saw earlier on, and this is out of Harris County. So, a clear alert was sent out Thursday just gone, so I think that's the 20th, with concern for the welfare of a mother and her son. But how did this come about? Why was there a clear alert sent out for concern for these two? And how did it turn out that she was actually discovered in the boot of their car driven by their son? So let's look into this. I will get some pictures up on the screen so you can see who I'm talking about. Okay, so this is the house. Get it up. So this is the house where they lived, okay? And so they were at home, the mother and the son. And sometime between 10:15 and 11:45 that morning, Michelle Roenz, the mother of the house, was brutally killed at home in her humble home. Okay, some more photos. Okay, so when the husband came home around 12 o'clock lunchtime, he apparently found a grim scene at their home. And when he went into the bedroom, there was blood and human teeth found in the bedroom of their home, with a trail of blood leading out to the garage. Okay. So not a particularly good thing for the husband to come home to. First of all, he's shouting, wondering where everybody is. He goes into the bedroom and there's blood and human teeth on the floor. So of course he's going to be wondering what on earth's been going on at home. He follows it out to the garage. The car is missing, and it's like, where's the Mazda? Where's the wife? Where's the son? Okay. So this happened on the 1400 block of Birch Arbor Court, and that was in Humboldt in Harris County. Okay. So the father then was able to use this tracking device. I don't know if it's called 360 or something along those lines. And he was able to work out that their 17-year-old son, Tyler, had been at home around the time of this brutal attack. But he had turned his tracking information off and deleted it. And that was from around 10:15 onwards. Now, CCTV footage from around the home, I don't know if it's their home or it was one of the next door neighbors, showed their Mazda leaving the driveway of the home, and that was around 11:44 a.m. Okay, so that was just before the husband had actually arrived home himself. So it looks like the Mazda left around 11:44. The husband comes home at around 12. Wife is gone. Son is gone. Beautiful house. and there's blood and teeth on the floor in the master bedroom. Okay, so in my notes here, don't do many lives, but it's nice to do a live every now and again. So this was when the clear alert was sent out. Okay, so the clear alert was issued at this point because the husband had come home, found that they were all missing, managed to find that the son had just been in the home, but then he turned off his 360 and they were unable to track him. So the Mazda's gone, the family car's gone. And the police said that they believed that that these two were in imminent danger. Okay. And that's why the alert came out. Oh, hi, Candice. Thank you for being here. Beautiful. Thank you. I can't see the comments you see when I've got the photos up on the screen. So I'm just going through. So this is the son. Okay. This is the son that lives at the house. So they've got a beautiful home. I'm not quite sure what they both do for a living. This is the mother. And so the mother and son are both missing. So they look like a nice family. This is a picture of all of them together. It looks like there's a daughter and a son, a mum and a dad. And from going through all the photos and things of the mother's Facebook, it looks like she's very, very into looking after animals, fostering animals, and mainly cats and dogs, but she's just constantly trying to find homes for all these animals. Okay, so let's have a look here, see what else I've got. So they're missing. The police put out this statement saying that he feels that they're in imminent danger. Obviously, they found the blood and the teeth. What's gone on? So with credit card, the police have to start the investigation, and they're trying to work out where this boy could have gone. He's only 17. I don't know if he's got a driver's license. It never said, but they were able to track credit card records, and it showed them traveling from Humble, which is where they lived, to North Texas, through to Oklahoma, and then to Kansas, and initially ending up in the Grand Island, Nebraska, I think that is. Grand Island? Yeah, no, Grand Island, Nebraska. So there was this long police chase. This 17-year-old wanted to go out of a bang. He literally had these police on this state police, long police, high-speed chase, okay, through all the way through to Nebraska. And it wasn't until that at 110 miles an hour, his car left the road and hit a tree. So this has all been going on in the last couple of days, guys. Now, I hadn't heard of this. And when I read about it, I was like, oh my God, like what on earth is going on? He's 17. He's got this beautiful home. His mum seems to, she seems to look like, I mean, obviously we don't know from looking at photos, but she seems to look like a very lovely lady. I can tell she's got a very caring nature. She's looking after and trying to foster all these cats and these dogs. She's posting online about her children. She was posting pictures of her son running. I don't know if he was in some kind of school race, although I read the comments and it did say that he didn't get the position that he wanted and he was angry because of it. But she was posting things to do with the children, and she posted this about the daughter saying, you know, that she must have, you know, in 2020, she must have what's the word I'm looking for, worked so hard at school and she'd graduated. The mother had said, you know, how hard she'd worked and how she couldn't express how incredibly proud she was of this daughter. So whether he was feeling maybe like he wasn't enough, or he wasn't the star child of the family, or he was angry for some reason, obviously from looking at people's profiles, it's not going to give us the answers to these questions. We can only make assumptions from what we see. But from what I can see, it's a lovely home with what looks like a very supportive family, supportive parents. Okay. So like I said, the CCTV footage showed the Mazda leaving the driveway at 11:44, just before the husband came home. So we literally missed this. And the Amber Alert, well, the alert went out, whatever kind of alert it was, for these in imminent danger. Now, after this long police chase, the vehicle left the road after traveling at 110 miles an hour on this high police chase. He hit a tree. He is still alive, and he was taken to the hospital. Now, when police checked initially, his mother was nowhere to be seen, but on examining the boot of the car, they located her body. Not what you wanted to know. No, a 49-year-old lady who had died by strangulation and blunt force trauma. Now, this 17-year-old son, Tyler, was, like we say, taken to the hospital after the crash. He had injuries. We're not quite sure what they are. But after hitting this tree and traveling along the roads at 110 miles an hour, it's a wonder he didn't kill himself also. Now, he wasn't charged initially with the death of his mother, but he was charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and they were looking to extradite him back to Harris County. So court records show that he had a pending charge for attempted sexual assault. Now, bond has been denied in this case, in the case of him driving so fast and his mum being found and what have you. But I'm not quite sure what the injuries are, but yeah, he does have previous. So whether there was some angst in the family between them all after this had come out, he had remained in hospital as of the other night and was waiting to be extradited back. But apparently, previously, he'd attacked a female high school student in his car. So the court records show that he tried to rip off her clothes, grope her, bite her, and when she refused, punched her, pushing her half naked out the car by kicking her in the face. She required stitches. Okay, so it's not a particular, it's obviously showing violent tendencies. Whether or not he is still on, I don't know what he got for that. Oh my God, guys, I need to stop. There is the biggest spider in the world in my living room right now. Oh my God. Wow, that looked like a tarantula. Oh, I think I've just had a heart attack. Anyway, why do they always appear when I'm on a live? I've been sat here all night, nobody bothers me. As soon as I go on live, the cats start purring, the tarantulas come out. Oh my God. Anyway, let me see the comments, because I've been neglecting my comment section. So we've got Candace here. Oh my God. Yes. Burn down the house, Candace. There's a spider. Ugh. If that thing comes anywhere near me, I am probably going to go into cardiac arrest on top of the laptop. Okay. So if I suddenly disappear and you stop hearing from me, okay, you know what's happened. All right. Oh, may the Lord be with me. Oh my God. Right. So yes, so not a particularly good case at all. This boy has previous. Obviously, this is going to have affected the family, because they're obviously not going to be very happy with him after this came out. So whether there was any problems between the mum and dad, or whether he didn't feel that they were as proud of him since he'd done that, whether he was acting out because he had anger problems, or because he just didn't feel that the parents loved him as much as they loved the daughter. You don't know what's going on in people's heads. After watching so many crime cases in my life, the crazy reasons and the psychology behind the reasons why people commit crimes bewilders me literally every day. And obviously, with the job I do, working on an ambulance, I kind of feel that I've literally seen it all. But then I read some of this stuff and I kind of think, actually, Emma, no, you haven't. A long mile off. You don't like spiders either, Candace? No. No. If that thing comes anywhere near me, I will probably just, yeah. Okay. So getting back to the case. So she was found in the boot of this car. This husband now has to deal with the fact that his wife has been killed. And not only the fact that his wife has been killed, but the fact that his son is responsible. What went on in that bedroom that morning, or should we say lunchtime? What led up to this? Was there some kind of argument? What on earth could possibly lead up to these two getting into it and him strangling her in her own bedroom? And then obviously there was some blunt force trauma because her teeth were found in the bedroom, and we're not talking dentures, guys. Okay. So this was all going on. The husband, thank God he didn't come home and find her, because it's bad enough knowing what had happened and that she was found in the boot of this car not alive, but coming home and finding her dead in the bedroom would have probably been 1,000 times worse. And I'm just so pleased that she wasn't there when he got home in some respects. Now, like I say, this boy does have previous. If there's anything else, I haven't been able to find it just yet, but he was said to have groped, bitten, punched, kicked this girl who needed stitches. Who she was, whether she was a girlfriend that didn't want to be with him anymore, I don't know. Whether he apparently picked her up from school, so I'm guessing it was either a really good friend or they had been seeing each other. I don't know. Maybe he has a problem with people just not wanting him anymore, or he feels left out. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's the case. That is the case. Let me see if there's any more photos. But she just seemed like a really lovely woman. From what I could see, she was just so into animals. There was always pictures of her with cats and dogs. She was trying to foster animals out constantly. She was rescuing them from the neighborhood. Anybody around that found these animals, they would bring them to her, and she would be the one that fostered them out, using her Facebook page as like an advertisement to try and get homes for these animals. She was proud of her kids, and from what I could see, a good-looking family, a happy-looking family. You know, they spent the holidays together. They did nice things together. She was proud of them. She was stating openly how proud she was of her daughter. She even posted pictures of her son running in competitions. I just do not understand how we have got to this situation where a 17-year-old puts his hands on his own mother. A complete lack of disrespect and care. What was going on with this boy? Did he have mental health issues? What was going on? So unknown. Let me get some. I did have some more information about this case, but I didn't want to write it down, so I just literally screenshotted it because I thought it'd just be quicker to read it out. It said, the teenage son of humble mother who was found dead in the trunk of a car in Nebraska has now been charged with murder. Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez said on Friday, so this is the day after it happened, that Tyler, now I think they pronounce it Renz, but it's spelled, for anybody who wants to look, Roenz. So Tyler Renz, 17, is also charged with tampering with evidence. I guess that's because he moved the body and put it in the car. So Michelle, his mother, was found dead last Friday after a 17-year-old son led them on a police chase, crashing out in Nebraska. Law enforcement officers said she died from strangulation and blunt force trauma, according to a report from the Harris County Sheriff's Office. The two were reported missing Thursday after Michelle's husband, who is also Tyler's dad, came home to find a bloody, disturbing scene, including at least 5 human teeth. I mean, God, you really would need some force to knock somebody's teeth out. I don't know if you've ever been to a dentist, guys, but you know what it's like trying to get teeth out. They really do, with the pliers, the forceps, they really do have to put in some work to get those teeth out. It's not just an easy thing. So for 5 teeth to be found, there's some real force gone into that. It says, until now, Tyler had only been charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. But since he's recovering from his injuries from the crash, he would be brought back to Harris County to face more serious charges. Tyler was out on a $15,000 bond at the time of his disappearance for a third-degree felony after a high school student said that he tried to sexually assault her during an attack in February. He appeared in court in April on that charge. So he was on a $15,000 bond. I'm now guessing the family will lose that $15,000 because he's going back to prison. I don't know how that works, but I think that's the case. Somebody can tell me in the comment section. I think if you're out on bond and you commit another crime, aren't they kind of confirming that they'll make sure that you're behaving yourself? And yeah, so that happened in February. He appeared in court in April. He's on bond, so it doesn't even look like he's been to court yet. It says court documents revealed he picked the alleged victim up from school, took her phone. Oh, wow. According to court documents, when she tried to get away, when she tried to get it back, he became angry, then ripped off her shirt and bra, bit her repeatedly on her back, punched her, groped her breasts and crotch, then tried to take off her pants before pushing her out of the car half naked. Court records said he then kicked her in the face, causing a cut that required stitches. The young woman told officers that she felt like she was going to die. What? This boy is some work. But what happened? And how did he go from this presumably loving son, from this caring, respectful family, into a murderer? I just cannot. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. So this mother looks like she's brought her son up well. She looks caring, responsible, proud, and I just don't know how she could have made this monster. I don't know how this has happened, what's going on with this case. I'm sure there will be more information, but if you want to check it out, I would be interested if you find any more information on it. He's called Tyler Renz. Okay, so we'll just finish with that one. So now we're going to go and talk about Quinton for a little bit. First of all, if anybody's interested, I have got a competition that I am running at the moment to win this watch. So if you go to the community section of the channel, and if you just make sure you're subscribed, make sure you comment underneath, and you've got a chance of winning. That's as simple as it is. Okay, so I made a video yesterday and it was on this lady here. She's called Madisyn Rife. It apparently turns out she has been located safely. I don't know if she's at home now. She had run away with the boyfriend. He'd come home. She had not returned home. And he was saying he didn't know where she was. He was questioned by the police. He said he didn't know where she was. She made a profile, or he made a profile with a green background saying, I'm okay, look, I'm okay. Why she didn't comment from her own profile, I have no idea, but this profile was made and she had like a green background. It turns out she is now safely located. Whether that means back with her mum, I don't know, but let's hope so, because that boyfriend's family sounds like a shit show. Okay, but that's just my opinion, obviously. Right, so moving on. Quinton Simon. Look at what these people have had to wade through. So for anybody who doesn't know, and I'm sure unless you've been living under a bush for the past 2 weeks, Quinton Simon is a 20-month-old little boy who lived with his mother, Leilani Simon, her boyfriend, Danny, and his brother and sister. They all lived with Grandma, Billy Joe, and her husband. Okay, so he disappeared. The boyfriend, Danny, who also lived there, said that he'd seen Quinton at 6 a.m. and then he'd gone to work. And Leilani then apparently doesn't know where he is. Okay, so the federal agents finished their 4th day of searching the landfill looking for baby Quinton. This is a large-scale operation. Since he went missing 2 weeks ago, they're into their 4th day of searching, but they have stopped for the weekend. And it's just a shame that they have decided to, if this is what happened, discard him like trash. Okay, because a 20-month-old baby is certainly not trash. Okay, and there is a certain sector of this landfill that they are apparently working on, that they do believe that he is in. This board apparently over in that county has authorized $250,000 in school zone camera revenue in order to continue the search. Okay, so they are putting in some money. Whatever your feelings are about that, let me know in the comment section. But searchers are tired. They have been working 18-hour days, but apparently are very determined to find Quinton and don't want to stop until they do. But can you imagine what these people are going through? Every single one of these guys here has a family. Every single one of these people has something going on in their life, has to deal with what they're looking at. Can you imagine everything that you discard of in your bin, some of which you don't want people to see? You use condoms, all sorts of stuff that people throw away every day, that these guys are having to rake through right now, knowing that at any minute they could possibly find a limb or a body part or a child. It's just awful. It's heart-wrenching, and my heart goes out to every single one of these that have probably got their own families to go home to at the end of the day. And if they do find him, which I hope they do, it's just they have to live with that then. And a lot of these might not have ever seen anything like that, and it's just it's just awful. So a lot of people haven't mentioned this, but my heart really does go out to each and every one of these guys. It really does. They're doing a tremendous job. So the mother, Leilani Simon, is the prime suspect. They have named her their prime suspect. They haven't said she's their only suspect, but they have said she is the prime suspect. Now, no arrests have been made, as they have stated that they're not ready to charge anyone yet. And they said she is not a threat to anyone else. So they do not feel that she is likely to do anything to anyone else. They think that although she is a prime suspect in the murder of her child, they feel that she is not a threat to anyone else, and this was an isolated case. Okay, so then we saw them, the mother and her, partying it up at some pub, and there was a lot of unrest over that. People saying, you know, they shouldn't be out drinking. What the reasons for that are, I don't know. I mean, it certainly does not look good, does it? You know, your child's just gone missing, or you've murdered them. We don't know. And they go out drinking and having a good time. No, it looks shitty. Okay, I've got to admit that. My opinion, it does look shitty. What the reasons for that are, I don't know. Whether Billy Joe had her reasons for that, whether she thought that if she got Leilani relaxed and drunk, that maybe she would open up. Whether she is thinking, you know, this could be my last chance with my daughter to go out and have a good time, I don't know. Only person that knows why they did that really are the two of those, and they're not going to be telling us, I guess. So they ran up a $300 I nearly said pound then. We're in America now, Emma. We're in America, okay. A $300 bar tab, and apparently they were having a really good time. Okay. Last night, I think it was, or it might have been the night before, 3 people from outside of their home protesting were apparently arrested for disorderly conduct. I did watch some of that. I did watch some of them being arrested. I didn't see anyone knocking on anyone's doors and windows. That's an allegation I saw on Twitter earlier, although I never saw anyone knocking on anyone's doors and windows. They did look like they were getting very close to their property, but I didn't personally see anyone actually go on to their property. Whether they did, I don't know, to be honest. I didn't watch it all. I kind of popped in for a short period of time to see what was going on. Yeah, so 3 people were arrested for that. Got notes here, let me turn over. So if you haven't watched, I tell you what is quite interesting. If you go across to a channel on YouTube called Voices Behind the Wall, okay, and it's run by a lady called Cher. She's really nice. I talked to her behind the scenes, and her and her husband Mark. Now, they had Michael on last night. And if you haven't heard of Michael, Michael is Leilani's brother. So Leilani, as in Quinton's mother, her brother. Okay. And he was on there. Now, obviously, he doesn't really know what went on because he wasn't there at the time. He is supporting the family. He doesn't live there. I think he's in the army. I think so. But he did pop in, and he has been staying there as kind of support for the family. Let me just have a swig of my drink. It's flavored water, guys. That's all. Flavored water tonight. No wine. Although that does sound like a good idea. I have got some wine actually in the fridge. Might have a glass in a minute. Why not? It's a weekend. I don't start back at work until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I'm on nights, guys. 8 p.m. or 6 a.m. So I'm kind of more on your time, won't I? Because we're 5 hours ahead of you. Okay, so yeah. So Michael was on. That was quite interesting. He's supporting his family, you know, and that's the right thing to do. I'd like to think that whatever went on until I was proven guilty, my brother would be supporting me until he knew exactly what had gone on, you know, and wouldn't jump to conclusions straight away. So in a statement Leilani made, because she was kind of in the background while Michael was talking to Cher, the lady of the channel, and she was kind of in the background, and she did release a statement through her brother. And she said, just so everyone knows it, it's the FBI telling me I don't remember. It never came from me. So she's basically saying that it was the FBI that's saying that she doesn't remember. So it sounds like, from what I've heard, there's a video that the police have, I think it's some CCTV footage, of what they think is Leilani going to a trash can, a large trash can. I don't know what they call those in America, like a large trash can, and putting something that is the size of, or would be, Quinton in something into this bin. Okay. Now, it isn't said whether or not there are two people or one person, but with them saying that she is the only person of interest, I am guessing that it was just her on this video. But that's just my personal opinion. I think it was possibly just her. Dumpster. Thank you, Candice. So they have a video, and somebody who we think is Leilani was seen putting something in this dumpster. Now, obviously, they must have gone to Leilani and they've kind of said, you know, what were you putting in this dumpster? And she said, probably, I don't know, I wasn't at a dumpster. So they're saying to her, well, you know, that she's saying here, just so everyone knows, it's the FBI telling me I don't remember. Okay. So she said, it never came from me. But if they are somehow correct, I will turn myself in. I will take responsibility without a fight, without running, and without hiding. Again, I don't believe it's true, but if it is, I will turn myself in when the time comes, and I will share my story. But currently she's barred from by the FBI from talking out. Yes, Candice, apparently she's an addict. Now, it was said on the channel when Cher asked Michael to find out from Leilani if she was in drugs, taking drugs at the minute. They did say that she was clean, and the most recent test that they did, she was clean. So whether that's true or not, I'm just going on what was said last night. Possibly, possibly not. Okay. So basically, Leilani's saying in this statement here that it's the FBI telling her that she does not remember. So she must be telling them that she does not remember this incident. And she's saying here, if it's true, I'll turn myself in. So what's going on here? Is she basically going down the, you know, I had a breakdown, I don't remember situation? How can you not remember what you did? Now, I know it's difficult. If somebody said to you, what were you doing on the 24th of last month? You think, oh, God, well, I don't know, actually. Let me look at my diary. I wouldn't be able to tell you what shift I was on last week or the week before. You know, sometimes it's difficult to remember what you were doing on certain days. But when it comes to the death of your child, or the last time you saw your baby, I can tell you that I saw my baby 1 hour ago as we walked through the front door, and I can tell you what was said in that conversation. She's now gone upstairs to edit a video. If it's your child and you care and you love them, you remember what was said. I mean, they had the FBI there at lunchtime that day or earlier that morning, okay, when he went missing. So she's saying that in the space of, what, an hour, 2 hours, she can't remember what happened to her son. People are saying, as Candace is saying in the comment section now, it gives her Casey Anthony vibes. You know, that is what everybody's saying. Now, I wasn't around for the Casey Anthony trial situation. I wasn't on YouTube at the time. I have seen the odd thing about that case, but I wasn't into it like some were. So when they're saying it gives them Casey Anthony vibes, I'm not really 100% sure on like everything that went on with that case. But Billy Joe, her mother, said she does lie, and she tells so many lies that sometimes they don't know if she's telling the truth or not. Okay. And then add into the mixture the fact that she supposedly or did take cocaine and things like that. But we also we've seen anger from this family before. We've seen Billy Joe going round to the babysitter's house, and she was very aggressive. Now, I understand when you're heated and you're very, very upset over something, you can get angry. And if it's over somebody you love, the emotions run so much higher. And there was obviously some lack of communication here, because the babysitter had said she wanted to organize a some kind of memorial or something. I don't think it was a memorial. I think it was like a prayer thing. But Billy Joe had heard it or thought that she meant memorial, which is something you do for somebody when they die, obviously. And at this point, they didn't know that he was dead. So she got very angry, went round to the babysitter's house, and she's shouting, flailing her arms. She walked straight into this lady's house, really getting in her face. And as much as I completely disagree with what she did, I can see why the anger would be there. I wouldn't have acted in that way. We're all different. But there is anger. I can see that there's a lot of anger in this family. Now, what happened in this house, I don't know. And I don't know if Quinton, here he is, little love. I don't know where Quinton is. I wish I did. The FBI seem to think he is in this dump. Will they find him this week? I hope so, just so that they can lay him to rest. Michael, Leilani's brother, so Quinton's uncle, has said that he thinks Danny is lying about seeing Quinton at 6 a.m. that morning. And he thinks that there's a possibility that he has said that in order to keep himself out of anything that's gone on. Because he just disappeared, didn't he? He went to work, he never came home. Like, he didn't come home when he realized Quinton was missing, throw his arms around Leilani and go, oh my God, I need to help you. And then say, look, I can't do this anymore. He didn't even come home, as far as I'm aware, when he realized that Quinton was missing. Obviously, the FBI have been in touch with Danny. I've reached out to Danny, and let me see if he's replied. I reached out to Danny and I was like, what's the situation here? Did you see him at 6 a.m.? But I'm guessing, no, he's not replied. I'm guessing, as far as they've been told probably by the FBI, not to speak out. I also messaged the babysitter, but she did say on one of her lives that she was getting a lot of messages, so she's not replied either. But yeah, where is Quinton? Let's hope that they find him this week. So where does it stand? A lot of people are saying Billy Joe, the grandma who had custody of the children, shouldn't have left them. She'd gone on a work trip, apparently. She left the kids at home with the mum. But having said that, her husband was there as well. So did he have joint custody with Billy Joe? I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, it wasn't just Leilani, Danny in the house. The granddad, as such, was there as well. So I don't know. I still don't think she should have probably left Leilani with the children, but sure, she has her side to it. But as it stands, they're all still at the house. The brother has come over to support the family. Leilani's saying she doesn't remember. The FBI are saying she's prime suspect number one. We've not heard from Danny. He's not come back to the house. He's staying away. The FBI are telling them not to talk. But tonight, Cher is doing another live on Voices Behind the Wall, and it does say more families speak out. So maybe you'll get some more information on that tonight if you are following the Quinton Simon case. But the brother said that as far as he knew about Quinton, he said he was a happy, bouncy, well-behaved child. He was the best behaved out of the three. So out of the baby, Quinton and his older brother, apparently he was the best behaved out of the three of them. So protesters are shouting, you know, confess, confess. I don't think that if they are going to confess anytime soon, them shouting, as much as I kind of see where they're coming from and what they're doing, I don't think that they're going to just turn themselves in. I really don't. So yeah, what else have I got written down here? We've got to remember that as much as we're all frustrated in this, there are other people in that house that are innocent. Who they are, I don't know. I'm guessing the brother's innocent because he wasn't involved. He wasn't there. As far as I'm aware, the husband, Mr. Howell, Billy Joe's husband, as far as I'm aware, he's not involved. And Billy wasn't there. So it's up to law enforcement to work out what has happened and where Quinton is. But as far as they're concerned, they have specific evidence to suggest that he is in this landfill, that he was placed in a dumpster, and they have to make these charges stick in order to, in order for they have to make this stick. They have to make sure they've got the correct evidence, and when they go for it the first time, this is going to stick. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning just very quickly. So the babysitter said that Leilani and the boyfriend Danny picked the children up from her house the night before. So she picked them up, took them home, everything seemed normal. We'll see you again in the morning. They arranged to go back in the morning. But in the morning, just before Danny went for work, so I don't know if it was Danny that sent this message or Leilani, but we think from Danny's phone, because that's what the babysitter said that they don't need them this morning. Okay, so I think even before Danny went to work, they knew that Quinton was not going that day. They knew that none of the children would be going that day because they couldn't produce him. They couldn't bring him because he wasn't alive. Okay, I don't think he was alive when Danny went to work. Whether Danny is being truthful, I would suggest that they do a polygraph on him, to be honest. I don't think he saw him, or I think something went on. As far as I'm aware, Quinton and Danny were very close. If you look at all the photos, there's plenty of photos of Danny very close with Quinton. So whether something went on that night, and there were, in brackets, horse playing, or something's gone on and there's been some kind of argument or something, and Quinton's ended up in the middle of it, I don't know. But as far as I can see personally, if she messaged saying just before Danny went to work at like 5:59, because Danny leaves for work at 6, they're not coming today, I don't think he was alive at that point, and I think something had happened well before that. But that's just my opinion. Okay, I don't know what you guys think. So there you go. We have had a little live. We have covered today. We have covered the crazy case of Tyler. Okay, Tyler. What was his name? Renz. Okay, Tyler Renz. This is Tyler. We've covered that. and the murder of his beautiful and, from what I can see, very caring mother. My heart and prayers go out to the family and go out to the husband, because not only is he dealing with the loss of his wife, but he is now dealing with the fact that he has to work out whether he's going to stand by his son or not. And after what's gone on, I think I would find that very, very difficult. But it's a really hard situation right now going on for that family. So my heart goes out to them 100%. We have covered the case of Madisyn Rife, who has apparently been safely located. If I hear any more about that, I'll bring you the information. And then we've got Quinton Simon. Okay. So like I say, guys, if you haven't already, if you want to go across to the community page, there is a competition. You can try and win this watch. That will be next weekend's draw. Just need to subscribe, leave a comment, and maybe you will be a winner. So let me just have a look at the comment section. Candace says, I have faith that they will find him. Oh my God, so do I. But what an awful situation. It's like, it's bittersweet, isn't it? Because they find him and they can lay him to rest, and thank God. But the situation is that the poor people that are looking for him have to find him in whatever state that he's in. Yes, that is a really good comment, Candice. I wonder if she overdosed him on sleeping meds. Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? Candice said, this was my first members live and it was fun. Oh, thank you, Candice. You are just the sweetest, and the love for you, honestly. You're just so supportive, and I honestly can't thank you enough for what you do for this channel. I really do mean that. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you. Right then, so that is going to be it. This members live will then be released to everyone, so everybody can watch it after the fact. But thank you for everybody for watching, and I will be, what is it I say? I will be back with you again soon. So take care, everyone. Bye.